hello, hello.
If you were to look at our walk, we're calling it a journey, but we're calling it a walk with Him. The word walk in the context, it describes those that actually walk with Jesus, and then those of us that are still actually walking with Him as He leads us into eternal life. Now, our walk then is a description of our relationship with Him. I want you to write that down.
I swear, it's just my luck, babe. Listen, my third day of my new job, I've been doing first of all, my first day I worked like 8 hours. And then Thursday I had other stuff to do, but I still worked, of course, like a couple hours. So we switch in and out, all my brothers and sisters, and our boss is really, really understanding. Thank goodness. But we're always there for each other. And so yesterday, it was Friday. It's always Friday, just like the restaurant business, I swear. I used to work in the restaurant business, or even in the Marines. It's always Friday where things just get hectic and crazy. So I end up, long story short, I ended up working a long day, like 8 hours, on top of my workout and everything else. It was worth it. I slept really good. But, I don't know what happened or something, but I guess in the midst of it all, my phone light broke. So I'm currently not having a phone right now. That's cool. That's God, once again, God's plan, you know. What I have to do, my work has to do with the church and God and stuff. And I don't really need it per se. I mean, we have a home phone. I can work from home, etc., etc. In case of an emergency. I'm always here. You know, my wife is here. You know, my son is here. My family's here, so we're good. And the only reason I would use my phone really is when I would work out and do the music and stuff, which I would love. But I don't need that to do that. Like, I'm a Marine, brother. You do know, like, I've in training and whatnot and working out and running. Like, you're not allowed to have headphones on. So I don't need the headphones. And I love it just as much. And I get good ass motherfucking times. But even when I'm not, I'll still be rapping and singing because I have symphonies and sounds and music and love and everything in my head. Acapella, you know, it's in your soul and your spirit and whatnot. So I guess, you know, so I'm still doing my workouts and whatnot. I just don't need to use my phone for music. I'll just come up with my own cadences, Marine Corps cadences or stuff or just whatever while I'm running. I also do that because I don't only listen to music, of course. I also listen to my surroundings and love and whatnot and stuff too, which makes it actually better. But like I said, like, dude, I'm a corporal NCO, sergeant in the Marine Corps. Like, and in basic training, active duty and stuff, and you're not allowed to, when you're doing your runs, long distance runs anyways, and PTs, you're not allowed to have headphones, because, so, this ain't my first rodeo. Like, in civilian life, we're used to having headphones on and stuff, but everybody's different. But me, I'm a jack of all trades. I'm ambidextrous, if you will, so I can do either or. I still love it and enjoy it. As it's my first ever candy in a candy store. So I guess I'll just be waiting on getting, you know, using that first paycheck or whatever, and hopefully scrapping up something. And I do need a phone, of course, for, you know, future stuff and whatever, obviously. But, I mean, I put everything on my iCloud anyways, and I save it on my computer anyways. Important information I wrote. And, you can use your Bible for more. I put it in here as well. Business, just saying, for anybody who ends up having rotten luck with phones, you know, every time a phone breaks, it seems to be like, oh, ground is shattering. It's funny, actually, that takes me back to my first ever phone. So I remember back St. Jane Francis, that's when cell phones started getting big, right? All the girls started getting them, like, all the girls started getting these cell phones and stuff, right? And even the boys and stuff, too. And Bill's in middle school, I was always like, why do you guys have cell phones? I have my iPod, that's cool. Like, all I needed was my iPod. That's it. Like, I remember a great Christmas memory. I might have mentioned it before. You know, when all of us were still here, like the big family. One Christmas, you know, we all had a Christmas here. I was like, I'm the youngest boy. I think I was like, it was when iPods were big. I was like 11 or 12, or around 05 or 06. And I was just like, oh man, iPods. And it was during Christmas, and it was awesome because my dad and mom were like, alright, everybody get in, everybody get in the car, we're gonna go get these iPods, baby, if it's that big of a deal, it's music stuff. And I guess it was kind of because of me, but we all got our iPods, you know. Shannon had hers, we all had our own colors. I think I just had like the normal one. My brother Ben had this cool black one. He got it stylized because those older ones, Shani, some of them got like the pink one and purple one, and we all had our own iPods. It was really cool. Stupid advertisements. Sorry. But anywho, we got our iPods and stuff, and so yeah, these kids are by not all of them, just some of them, and they were getting, I guess, like the more rich kids, the ones who aren't as ruddy, if you will. I'm just saying, they had their cell phones and stuff, and I was like one of the last boys, or like last ones to get a cell phone. It was 8th grade. Go ahead, brother. I like hearing you in the background. And calling towards Indonesia. Freaking, it was like a football. Or a slide one, or a black Nokia. No, it was like a slide one. It was just a slide one, and then I had the black Nokia, and every time it would break, it was something stupid. I always take care of my stuff, always. Including my family, of course, that's sacred. 144, Kingdom Husband, Kingdom Father. I was thinking about that. What would I be? What am I? If I had to pick one thing, if I had to pick a Marine, a college student, or anything, what would I be? At the end of the day, a 144, Kingdom Husband, or Kingdom Father. Bet. Yeah. That's true. But so yeah, then I got it. That's pretty cool. And then I remember just having droids throughout, and then I got the iPhone. You could use the iPhone. You just use that for music. I would always have a separate iPod, but apparently that broke, so I would just use that. So honestly, the only thing I really use the phone for, besides emergencies and family, and of course, and loved ones when I'm not personally with them, is just music. But I could use this for that too, as well, or anything else. So long story short, it's all good. Let's bring it back. I remember when we all first started getting cell phones. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. You just gotta be careful with that shit, dude. Like when my gunnery sergeant said in the Marine Corps, and I agree. Like a lot of people these days, even probably some Marines and military people, and no matter who you are, if you got your cell phone taken from you or something happened, you would probably go in shock and like die. Like they probably would, because they ain't got that direct Tunisian swag going. I mean, I'm just saying. As an NCO, as a corporal sergeant, of course I fucking agree with gunnery sergeant. I agreed with all of them when I was a fucking private. That's where it stems from, baby. So shout out to all the privates, Lane School, PSCs. I got you, no matter what, brother. Oh, we got you. I got all y'all. 7 for those hoorah. That's funny. I like good shit. So, and I'm about to. So I'll tell my work, maybe I guess I'll be working more and have shorter runs or whatever happens with that. And I can do my music and all that stuff here too as well. But when I do go out, I am going to still, I rock my freestyle and stuff at the beaches. I'll go anywhere and do it. I'll go in the cities of Jerusalem and do it. I'll go in the cities of I go anywhere and do it, yo. I'm freaking nice. I'm nice, yo. I put a video yesterday of me in the kitchen. I was freestyling, and this one white dude got so mad at me because I was freestyling so good, and I like looked at my skin, and I had the girls with me, and he was jealous, and I looked at my skin, and I showed him my skin, and it was like really dark, and it's dark like that, like almost black. And then this white boy with like tattoos and shit, he got so mad and he threatened me. Yeah, he threatened to kill me because he got so mad. He didn't do it though. He's a little scared bitch. He's a coward. It's Esau and Cain. But yeah, he was really, and like we just straight walked away. I got him on camera. I saved it and I sent it into to Posse and God. So that's cool. It'll be dealt with. But, I did the Jacob Israel and the girls. We just walked away. It's all good. We had a great time. We ended up having a great dinner that night, too. We had some good old restaurants as well. Good food. So it's all good. It's all good, baby. Hey, 4 months sober, by the way, yo. Gotta say that. Living my best life. Hey, my situation, where you at? It's my hat, bro. I wear this on run sometimes. It still smells great. I have a naturally great smell, man. I really do. Yeah, I fixed up my shoes too, my running shoes. So like, I just need to make it tighter in my feet because I had like all my bones are good. Like even I was thinking about it. I broke my foot like I broke it like during Marine active duty training. which is all good. Yeah, Marines, make sure you report your injuries and all that stuff. Seriously, make sure you get that, you report it, and you tell them, and you will get that money, whether it be for after you're out, for disability, for Social Security, whatever it is, you report it. Okay, that's why we're serving. That's why we're doing all this. Like when my sergeant said, Sergeant Gibbler, shout out, brother, I love you. You know, he told all of us, make sure y'all report that, brother. Alright, report all that stuff, note it down, and then tell your doctor and get the necessary letters and paperwork and all that, like what I did, and you're going to be good for you and your family and whatnot. Even if you don't have a family. I have a family, I have a wife and kids, but even if you don't, of course, do it for yourself, and so you can have a good future. That's why we do that. That's why we serve, right? I did that. So I did that at 28. I'm good to go. Thank God. Yeah, I write everything down too. I reported the injury, but yeah, so I was only off my foot for a little bit, and I got right back to it. But I still had a little bit of minor pains, so all I did to my shoes was an easy fix. And I was still, yeah, I'll get to it. All I did was tape it up. Like, remember that? My wife gave me black tape. She said, "You got it." I taped it up, and my running got better too, and I'm getting more, feeling a lot better too. Like minor aches and whatnot that everybody has every now and then for an athlete all went away. You know, I'm never on the bench. I'm never on injured reserve, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? I won't let it happen. I'm out. So I'm out there. I'm out here. You know, throughout my whole career in high school and all that, playing in college, you know, it doesn't matter if you started or what, I was a starter in all county, of course, and a stud, but a big thing is I played and performed in every single game, competition, scrimmage, or whatever it was that the team had in football, starting from freshman year, lacrosse, when I started playing junior year, every wrestling meet I did junior year, until I went back to track. Every track event I performed in. I never was out because of a sickness, in trouble, or because I was hurt or anything. I was always there. And that goes from back in school too. Like, I was never getting straight A's and whatnot, but I got perfect attendance going back to Christian school. Just saying. And I'm still here. So that's the definition of consistent. I'm very consistent. But I was thinking about that. But when I had that injury, my feet are going to get better now. All I had to do was tape up my running shoes. My new running shoes I showed you, Georgia Jungle. So baby girl, look at my socks. I still rock my freaking USMC socks, baby. They're comfy. Got the boot bands and all that good stuff too. You gotta keep all that stuff, Marines. I keep my stuff. I keep all my awards and whatnot, of course. Toys for Tots stuff. Stuff from units I've been at. 4th Common Engineer Battalion is the best. Baltimore. Yeah. It's awesome. I love it. Keep all the pictures and stuff on flash drives and laptops and whatnot. iCloud. Whatever. Nice and safe, baby. So, when I was going through that, it was just a minor injury in my foot. It's getting better. It's healed. It's completely healed. But now it's gonna be better. But I was thinking the best athletes who will get hurt and injured, hopefully it's not too bad. Like you know, what's his name, Joe Theismann. But of course, when it's something, that's when God works in the most mysterious and awesome fucking ways. Excuse my French. Ray Lewis. I talk about him all the time. When he tore his tricep his last year playing football for the Ravens, he tore his tricep straight off, man, mid-season. He was about to become Defensive Player of the Year again, having a fucking stud year, and he fucking tears his tricep. And then he comes back in the playoffs, and with his fucking robotic thing, well, not a robotic thing, just his wrap up, taped it up, or whatever it was, the brace, and he, some type of thing in him, I don't know how the fuck, to this day, it has to be God. And he ended up getting like the most tackles ever in the postseason. His last fucking season. And won the Super Bowl, of course. During an injury while he was hurt. One of the greatest cornerback defensive backs ever, for you fellow defensive backs out there. I don't know if you're really serious about it like me. Stud corner, safety, semi-D. Shut down any fucking receiver out there, no matter who you are, what color, what school you go to. Matched up with this Sicilian. you won't have a good time with me, baby. I'm gonna treat you real nice. You already know. You won't like this Caribbean island with me. But anywho, and then Ed Reed. He was like, he had a pinched nerve. He could have been disabled. Anything could have happened. It was like his 9th season. And everybody was doubting him and stuff and saying crap about him and whatnot and etc. And he ended up having the most interceptions that season. Plus 9, something like that. Ed Reed, during an injury. And he was still jacking people up. God, man. Maybe it's something to do with Baltimore. I don't know what it is. Another one, baby. Another one. So what I was saying before, an old defensive back. I forgot it. Night Train. His nickname was Night Train. I forgot his full name, but he was a cornerback or safety. And his nickname was Night Train. And he used to play, he was a corner or safety, defensive back. Professional NFL. It was back in the day. Yo. I think it was like the 70s, 60s, something like that. I don't know what team and all that. I just know I remember reading it on the records. NFL records. And he had like the most interceptions or something like that in a season. He had some type of amazing record with 2 broken hands. Wrist. He wore like casts. And he had the most interceptions, bud. Black. We're all black, by the way. Athlete, it's the Davidus, it's the Saul, it's the Solomon, it's the blood, it's beautiful. So when you're hurt and injured, like me, like Ray Lewis, like Night Train, like Ed Reed, that's when God performs blessings. This guy's like our last video, his most miraculous things ever through people. Like another thing I was thinking of, which is true, how when someone becomes a mother or a father like me, and you literally become like a superhero. You get these superpowers because you have, first of all, you're 144. I'm 144. I have a son. I have a love. I've already strong as heck with my girl by me ever since middle school, elementary school, predestined. But now being a father, WOOOOO, you become that. You become a superhero for the good. And that's where all that comes from. WOOOOO, it comes from God, it comes from family, it comes from the Holy Spirit, it comes from being a Christian, it comes from being me. WOOOOO, Caribbean Prince, and like that's what it really is too. Like you hear stories about fathers and mothers who can lift cars up to save their baby, like Hercules, which is true, and that's true. Like I'm not going around lifting cars up, but I can if I have to. If God forbid, if my son was in danger or daughters. Safe. It's all true. This is cool. That's where this video went to. The long story short, I don't need a phone right now. It's all good. Because this anointing is about to rock the foundation of the fortress that you've been in. And you've been smiling on the outside. Life is good, man. So, that's all you need right there, baby. Holy Bible. I like to decorate mine. I just actually did it. My girl's hair tie, thank you, babe. And then I use, I got a pencil. I got a pen too, but I just use a pencil in case you gotta rewrite stuff or erase stuff. Got the Moana heart, soul, rice. Nice. What was that? Rice. Excuse me. Oh, with every grain of rice counts. Feed the poor, feed the elderly. The lover bear. Put that right there, tucked in. We're gonna do reading. And then we're gonna just chill out. Maybe do like a 10-minute Tai Chi session for number 5. Lucky number 5. What do you say? My Ninja Turtle shirt. Let's see it. So I'll just show you real quick. I'm not gonna show you what I wrote, but I wrote Knights, dude, Knights of Columbus. I guess I got my spot, huh? You wrote your notes in there and stuff. I write important stuff with pen that won't, and like even small stuff I'll write with pencil, which is interchangeable, like doctor appointments or whatever, or stuff like that. I'll write with pencil, and then every time I make a new date, because you always make future dates like that, you plan ahead, you just erase it and jot it in. And I used to use the reason why I did that to see how God works was because I would mostly write it in my phone for notes. I did that for a couple years, but that was mostly just during when I was away for Marines, so I was away from home. But since I'm not away anymore, I don't really need to do that anymore, so I'll just use this. You know, you can use a notepad, whatever. I'm just happen to use this because I'm also a holy man, and also it's convenient. All right. Some cool stuff I wrote here that you got. Some cool messages for me also when everybody gets anxiety, and so I could always open this up before I start reading to go into anything. This stuff for me, like I wrote in here with the star. I always write the star. And I wrote chillin' and vibing. Always remember to just keep chillin' and vibing. Just saying it feels good, you know. When I do that, I crack my back. Oh, here we go. I write, you know, how 1, 2, 3, my wives and all that. You know, just names because I love it. I love her. You know, I wrote Moana, of course, because that's really sacred for us. You know, the curls. Shout out to Nani. I love you so much. How cool is it? Shout out to Nani. Ain't that Nani's Italian Sicilian for grandmas? Leave it to Sammy D to be the shout out to Nani, yeah. You know, she got swag, don't be down there. She got I have no idea, you know. Come on, talks in Tanisha. I wrote, you know, just in case I forget, I wrote married star. To Queens and married to Mary, like the video put up before, it's all true, of course. Just some cool stuff I got, comment blessings and whatnot. Some friendly reminders. Like I said, also, I wrote in pencil any doctor appointment. I wrote important addresses and whatnot, important bank information for me and my wife, of course, and share everything. Friendly phone calls and friends and numbers and whatnot. I'll keep in touch with all my buddies all the time, and my loved ones. Important dates, all that good stuff. No biggie, bud. Oh, I wrote circle. One of the first things I wrote. True love. I wrote rest in peace to my brother Ben. I love you, Ben. Put a heart, love and peace. Music. I wrote music, of course. Important stuff like passwords, email, and stuff for me. This is just stuff I write in case anybody wants to take advice, tips. I wrote, you know, the names of my daughters and Maria Israel, Jennifer, Hope Iris, of course Dominic Samuel, my son, 35. May. I wrote, I love Rihanna, so I wrote Sammy and Rihanna, I love Rihanna. Like, not in a weird way, just saying, like, I was listening to, because when I was writing it, I was listening to Rihanna, so I was like, Rihanna. Alright, cool. Because it made me feel good. So I would make sure to remember that makes me feel good inside, you know, her music. I wrote a cool number. I wrote like my football number 23 and my lacrosse number 4, because Psalms 23 verse 4, my favorite Bible verse of all time. Same with my pop, Hans. My pop. I wrote 7 because I'm lucky number 7, White Ranger, and also my wife calls me her lucky number 7 because of that. Because we're, you know, one and only, always. And because sibling set thing that we switched from 5 to 7. It's, you won't get it. You never do. I wrote 11, like 11, twin flame. I wrote Jacob, because I'm Jacob. My birth name's Jacob. Israel David. Yeah. I wrote King David because I like King David. He's like my favorite king. I wrote a star. I wrote Yeshua. And I wrote Hosanna. I love Hosanna the highest. And I wrote King Samuel. I wish I was a king. But anyways, it's right here. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Isaiah chapter 51, verse 9. Awake, awake, put on strength. O arms of the Lord, awake as in the ancient days, in the generations of old. Art thou not in that hath cut Rahab and wounded the dragon? Question mark. Hell yeah, we killed that motherfucker. Therefore the redeemed of the Lord shall return and come with singing unto Zion. Or rapping, whatever you want to do. I was singing. And everlasting joy shall be upon their head. They shall obtain gladness and joy, and sorrow and mourning shall flee away. Isaiah 51, starting at verse 9, and I've read 10 and 11. You can go down past that. I don't know why they say Isaiah 53 is the forbidden chapter. Nothing's forbidden in the Bible. Like, you can read it right now. Look, read it. Uh-oh, I'm gonna read it. Don't read it. I'm gonna read it. You know. Oh, who's it presented to? The Holy Bible is presented to. Who should I write? Us here. This is live. Us, Sammy, and his lovers. You don't have to be my lover. Comma, slash, friends, peeps, fam, shawties, children, homies, etc., etc. I wrote it in pencil. But anyways, yeah, I don't know why that's forbidden. It's not. It's just what people say. It's just a freaking chapter. Whatever. Who cares? True love. Yeah, so that was a good one. Want to do another one real quick, and then we'll do something else. Mm-hmm. Samuel. Oh, this was when David defeated Goliath. And David recovered all that the Amalekites had carried away, and David rescued his 2 wives. And there was nothing lacking to them, neither small nor great, neither sons nor daughters, neither spoil nor anything that they had taken them. David recovered all. And David took all the flocks and the herds which they drave before those other cattle, and said, "This is David's spoil." Yes, this is Samuel, 1 Samuel, chapter 30. And I started at verse 18. Don't ask me why, like Peyton Manning. 1 Samuel chapter 30, verse 18. And David came to the 200 men which were so faint, this is 21, verse 21, that they could not follow David, whom they had made also to abide at the brook Besor. Then answered all the wicked men. Then said David, "Ye shall not do so, my brethren, with that which the Lord hath given us, who hath preserved us and delivered the company that came against us into our hand." David rescues his wives and his sons and daughters. One of the reasons why he's my favorite, our favorite. Whatever it is that you've locked up that's been stealing, we've got to cut off the supply. We've got to surround that fortress with prayer, surround that fortress with love, and surround that fortress with the word of God. And this is my wife's sweatpants. I think I wore these for our holy matrimony room. Do one more. 333. Ester, our favorite, our girl. And let the maiden which pleaseth the king be queen instead of Vashti. And the thing pleased the king, and he did so. That is the book of Esther. chapter 2, verse 4. Then said the king's servants that ministered, let there be fair young virgins sought for the king. Let the king appoint officers. Yeah. Then thus came every maiden to the king, whatsoever she desired was given her to go with her out of the house. Esther's so romantic, I love her. Sounds good to me. Tens of thousands. Alright, so that's it on this one. Pretty cool. Hope you all have a great Saturday. I'm gonna do my thing. You all do your thing. Oh, excuse me, brother.